statistics enable you to compare various measures across the different variables. These include mean, mode, standard deviation, etc. So what we're going to be talking about in this session is histogram, which is an approximation and representation of the distribution of numerical or even categorical data. A diagram that graphically shows shapes such as rectangles, lines, or even images, whose area is proportional to the frequency, also known as quantity, of a variable and whose width is equal to a class interval. So what is the purpose of a histogram? Well, to summarize the distribution, to give you a picture, an image, a description of what your data looks like. Because when you look at graphs, lines, rectangles, squares, you can get a better idea of what the data looks like instead of looking at numbers and decimal places and dollar signs and negatives. Well, the first histogram is a bar graph. A bar graph is measured by width of going across time, going up by quantity along the x and y axis. Bar graphs are used to compare. Very good tool. So as you draw your graph going to the right along the x-axis and up the y-axis, you can go by time and quantity and measure by height in form of a measurement. And with the graph, you can do comparison. Next are pictographs. Pictographs are not necessarily reliable, but is a great marketing tool where a salesperson can kind of show you what is actually going on, referring to an object or a product that's being sold. With line graphs, you can actually do comparison not only by drawing one line, but you could do multiple lines. So you can use the same line graph to compare one product versus another versus another. The next histogram is a pie chart. A pie chart is relatively used to do comparisons. You could do ideas, concepts, design, how long does it take to create a project. You also could do comparisons based on percentages, numbers, whole numbers, decimal places. Pie charts are also used to describe a story, and it's easier to get your point across. So while you're speaking, the viewers can actually see the pie chart, and they can see the pie chart compared to other types of histograms, such as a line graph or a bar chart. It gives you a better image, a better description of the story with the amount of data that you have. So let's think about this. I have a problem. So what I need to do is look at my histograms to try to see what data is actually telling me and to see if I can come up with a solution. Then I'll do my surveys, compile all my information from different groups, and then guess what? I'll create another histogram. And it'll tell me if my idea, the solution I have, will actually work. And when it does, I have information and proof to back it up.